I want to take a moment to apologize to anyone who feels hurt along my journey, but also hold people accountable. Inevitably, anyone who gets dismissed from our lives um, will feel hurt. It hurts, it attacks their ego. But there's a reason for everything any of us do. And the decisions we make when we decide who is in our lives and who is no longer part of that journey. I've had people I consider mentors who, in my opinion, have let me down. And that's just my personal opinion. But what do I think of them? Greatly inspiring. At given moments, I don't take it personal, but I do set boundaries. So if someone I feel betrayal. That's what I feel. And if I feel someone's betrayed me or let me down, then I am quite firm in the line I draw. Even if I think someone has immense talent and they've got, I wish them well for their life, and I really hope they achieve all their dreams and goals. It just won't be with me. And that's what I am. I'm very firm with that because I don't repeat cycles. It's the one thing I've no interest in doing, and I'm someone that is very much built on principle. Now I understand there could be reasons for this, reasons for that, and maybe people are supposed to something's supposed to happen, then you're supposed to come back together. But in all honesty, I've just got no interest in that level of that cycle. So someone maybe they'll do something, and then maybe they think, oh, you know what, I can come back. It's like you can't come back. You can't come back. We had an experience. Let's leave it there. Um, Well, so like on my spiritual journey, I'll just say something a minute because it's been happening to me lately, and I'm getting really driving me nuts. I get a lot of content, like I get a lot of science about success coming, impending success, and high vibrational things. And every time I touch anything of that's got an electric charge to it, it's crazy. Even if I just shut the lid on my laptop, I get electric shock. If I touch a DVD player, I get electric shock. Anywhere where there's a potential for electricity, I'm getting shocks, and I'm like, God damn it! I'm getting scared to touch anything. I don't know if that's being high vibration or not, but I'll kid you not. Um, I'm not electrified. It's crazy. I might have sidetracked. So, like I say, there's people in my life who, like, I've been in awe of at certain periods. So, like I say, any personal issue that has happened after since. It doesn't really change the way I feel. I reckon I still feel they have gifts, um, and in the right environment, I'm sure they'll thrive. Um, Zach was someone that came into my life in 2023, I think, autumn winter 2023. We had about 2 months, I think, 2 or 3 months um, of um, getting to know each other, and he was really helping me with discovering more about my spiritual gifts, my psychic abilities, and tapping into all that. And that was incredible. Like the experiences we was having, we were talking every day. Now, in no way me talking about someone is me sort of trying to lower anything because I think they're incredibly gifted, and I have no doubt of it at all. And I think they're here to do absolutely beautiful things. But just I'm just the reason I'm talking is really just to explain how sometimes just personality just sometimes don't work. It just sometimes it doesn't, and it's just that's life. And that's why I want to understand, trying to explain. It's not animosity. So like me being firm, me setting boundaries, me holding people accountable. It's not necessarily me having animosity towards them though. It's just a reflection that that's not compatible. Um, I'm someone that doesn't like to be I don't like to be pressured all the time. I am a bit of a lone wolf. I like to collaborate with, and I also like my own personal space. So constantly being needed all the time, it gets a bit like I get like frustrated. It's like I've got my own shit to do though. I can't always be doing that. I've got my own projects. I'm fine. But people have a habit of thinking once they start talking to me that I need them all the time or something, or I'm leaning on them, or it's like I'm fine on my own. I really am. It's like I really do appreciate when someone's helping me. But I think sometimes people, um, I think they just consider that they inflate their importance into themselves of their impact, and it's like they don't understand how confident I am to just do everything my own. I know it's harder, but I'm fine. It's fine. Um, so there was often a need, and then they were posturing above. Um, we were just saying about that they're the leader and I'm second in command and all that shit. I don't follow anyone. I'm not. I just don't deal with that shit. I don't consider myself a leader, but I'm definitely not a follower. I've never been a follower in my entire life. I would not even. I'm not a follower, and I would never be a follower. It just isn't going to happen. So it's like people just need to learn to respect the authority we have of our own lives and not try to posture above, because for me it doesn't work. It just pisses me off, in all honesty, because I just think, no, you can think what you want, but in my life I'm not subordinate to anyone. I'm the main character of my life. I do not play secondary characters. It's not me at all. So straight away it's like, you're not understanding me at all, because that doesn't work with me. And it was a case of, we just have a different outlook on life, you know. I consider them sensitive, and I'll say some things that I consider like are my truths. And sometimes it's abrasive and it can bother people. But when you think about the impact they had, like, my God, what you know, that's the thing. It's gonna be. It's really hard for me to. I'm very good at articulating things, but in this circumstance, it's hard for me to articulate, because I don't think people understand. If someone was a mentor and you really appreciated them and you recognise their qualities, then how the hell did it go so wrong? Or like, why did you not just? And in all honesty, I don't actually know, because although certain things bothered me, it wasn't enough to end the connection. So I did end the connection. I don't know what happened. You know, it's just that we just started chatting, and they were further on their psychic and spiritual development. We had a lot of channeling sessions. It was confirmed that I have very similar abilities to them. It's just that I'm not. I haven't been on my journey as long, but I am rapidly growing. So I tend to be ascending faster than most at speed. So my ascension is rapid. But it doesn't mean I'm further along because I started later, you know. But I am growing. It's crazy. So yeah, some of the. So I'm not going to go too deep into the abilities, but we have very similar abilities, and it's just me tapping into it really and unraveling it for myself. And with them, it would have unraveled ease quicker, of course. But yeah, I sometimes look at situations and think, well, that was strange. Like, when you consider the potential, if you've got people that are very gifted and they come together, talk like collaborating on projects, and you know, I think just communicating regularly, I think you can only heighten your abilities, you know, and I think that's great, because it's like potentially light workers coming together is immensely powerful. But I also think like highly gifted light workers are independent, or they've got their own path to live. It's not for us to be in each other's pockets. And maybe it's even safer for people to be sporadic and thingy, rather than put everyone into a box where they could be targeted. Maybe there's that. But the way I see it is, all of us have a purpose. And I think for the most part, everything happens how it's supposed to. So sometimes people come into our life for a season, and that's how I see it. But Zach was very instrumental in my journey, and I will forever, like, I'll always remember it. I'll always be confused because I never understand the issue that arose that caused such division. Like I've spoke before, it was a case of, I referred to sometimes feeling like I'm a puppet full of divine. Like I get frustrated, like I'm a tool at sometimes, you know, and it's like, I don't want to be a tool. I want to be happy. I want to have a fulfilling life. I want to be successful. I want to do this. I'm getting sick and tired of sometimes being held back when I should be propelled forward. Let me loose, get the leash off me, and just let me have the same opportunity as everyone else, and I'll smash the door down. You know, I know how talented I am, and it's like, but the divine holds me accountable, and they hold me back because maybe the world isn't ready, maybe I'm not ready, maybe the weight of responsibility is going to be heavy later. So there's all reasons, of course, but they took exception to that. They felt that I was saying the same about them, and I thought, I never said you though. That doesn't make sense to me. And I had a certain opinion on other topics, and I think it was a culmination of, and they were like, I can't. In their opinion, I was too abrasive, I think, and it was like, oh, that's fine, it's fine. You know, because I expect that from people. That's the thing. I'm used to people leaving. I never expect anyone to stay. And because of that, I'm actually resilient with it. It's not a case of like, it's toxic in any way. It's just like, okay, I'm fine on my own. You know, I'll follow my own path. It's good. It's fine. So, like I said, I see things as seasons now. I don't really have an expectation. So before Zach entered my life, I started my spiritual awakening in 2020, and someone else entered my life, and we started talking a lot and was collaborating and started working on a project. But they went off the rails after the project, and then I had to fine tune it and intend instead to remove everything they did and make a solo project. Um, Complete and utter chaos in the end. But in terms of the growth and journey, Kristen had a huge impact on me. She was like the catalyst for part of my growth. It was great. So the divine just put people in front of us, and there's a reason for it. It was later on confirmed to me. I think it was through Zach and through other gifted people that, for instance, Kristen was never supposed to stay on my journey anyway, or I'm a higher vibration than her. Of course, when she entered my life, she was further along. She was, but I have the potential to be higher vibration. So my path's, I don't like saying it, but my path's bigger. So I was always going to outgrow her, but she was there to help me see something in myself. That was what it was. But for some people, I think power gets to some people, and I mean that's what happened. Sadly, it happened to her, and I think she just lost herself with the power. I don't want to say anything bad about people though, but unfortunately, our paths split, and I don't know if it necessarily had to. I just think it's the way they behaved. It was the end of that. That was really disappointing for me because when you're anyone that goes on a spiritual journey will understand how lonely it really is. I wouldn't say can be. It is incredibly lonely because you start to wash away like all the old version of yourself, including the people. Because you find a lot of people are just low vibrational. They're toxic. They just deal with drama. It's just they're not elevating themselves. It's a really mediocre life in the end, And you think, I want the best. I want to just achieve everything I set to do. What is my destiny? And you start tapping into that. And when you meet people who I think get it and you look up to in a sense, it's demoralizing when I think things fall apart. Because in all honesty, I did look up to her. When I first met her, I was like in awe. I'd seen her content online. I'm not sure everybody would have been mesmerized, but because of where I was on my spiritual journey, I got it. And I was like, my God, she's great. She's incredible. So when she started talking to me, I was like, oh my God, she's interested. Like what? And I get that sometimes people see my potential or they tap into my energy and they can sense that there's something big to come and it's beautiful, but it rarely, well, I say never really, never does it last forever. And that's fine because life isn't permanent, is it? Life is temporary. Our entire lives are temporary. But I think these two specifically, because of the abilities they had, the potential, and it's like if people were just less, I don't want to say flaky, but whatever it is, it's just weird, isn't it? It's like what powerhouses that could have been though. Like if Kristen hadn't got above herself or gone wayward, we could have been powerhouses together. And who knows what could have been in terms of like the projects. And the same with Zach. Imagine like the three of us come together. It's like potential. He may have got off and met more people that are gifted as well. And it's like great, good for you. Hopefully, anyone that sees my progress since 2023, you'll see I'm very strong on my own anyway. I'm just becoming more and more confident in how I present myself, my communication. My gifts are always unfolding. I recently, for instance, I haven't done a video on it because I wasn't going to bother. But I get really frustrated if anyone sees my videos. You see that I get locked out. I literally only have so many views. It's not fair. In all honesty, it's either negative entities or institutions are stopping me, or spirit is holding me back for the moment because it's not my time yet, or there's something to learn, or the world's not ready, whatever it is. So literally, I think it was the other night. I don't know if it's last night. I do my protections at night as I'm going to sleep, and I literally called upon every entity to release me. I called upon Archangel Michael. I called upon Archangel Gabriel. I called upon Jesus. I called upon my spirit guides. I called upon the ascended masters. I'm getting goosebumps now. And I said, please, just let me free. Let me loose. Stop holding me back. Just give me the same freedom everybody else has and the opportunity to do what I come here to do. And if any entities or energies are, putting curses on me, blocking me, whatever is happening, please remove them. And I say, release me to do what I come here to do. Because I deserve my chance. And I did get huge goosebumps in that moment. Now, nothing happens overnight, rarely. It might take a month or so, I don't know. But we'll see if things progress with that. Because I'm ready to do things solo. I don't need I don't need a band of people to help me achieve something. Now, if people enter my life and we collaborate and things go well, great. If not, then fine. And if people come into my life for a season, then okay. But I will never allow disrespect in my life. That's the one thing. So when I say the apology at the beginning, it was more a case of I apologize if anybody feels aggrieved. But I hold everybody accountable, whether you're a very gifted individual, whether you're successful or not. It's you're still people. You know, we're all flawed. Everybody has a flaw. So it's not to sit here and say I'm perfect, but I'm perfectly me, and I'm confident of my own journey. And if people are supposed to come on that journey with me, then great. Because this isn't about saying that I'm the best in the world. It's like I'm the main character of my life, and everybody is the main character of theirs. So, from my point of view, yeah, I am the main character of my journey, and I'm here to make sure that I fulfill everything that I'm supposed to fulfill. And it's not at the detriment of someone else, and it's not for me to say, "Oh, can you dim your light? Can you hold on a minute? Can you not give up on your dream so I can fulfill mine? Can you just follow me for a bit?" I don't want that of people. That's why I say, like, if someone goes off and they do their own thing, it's fine. I wish them well because they've got their own journey to fulfill. That's what it comes down to. So I recognize that only I can fulfill my destiny. It may come with support from others, and it may come without support from others. But either way, someone else can't do it for me. In the same way, like I can't do it for someone else. And it's like people need to just find the confidence and the comfort in that is to recognize that everything's seasons. So you don't have to take it so personal when things don't work out, but it is hold people accountable. So, like I said, I don't allow disrespect in my life. If someone has the chance to choose me and they choose a different direction, then it's for them to live with that. And we all bear the consequences, of course. You know, sometimes I'll look on and think, oh, I wish it'd been different. I wish it'd been different. Life like, that could have been better, couldn't it? But I can't change what happened, you know. And I think patterns repeat. In all honesty, so I think if someone chooses a different path or they let you down, I just think they're going to do it again, and again, and again, and again. Whether they intend to, I just think it's almost like it's destined. If they're not supposed to stay, they won't ever stay, will they? Um, that's what it comes down to. And the people I hold most accountable is my family. Like where I've said plenty of times that I've literally I've blocked a lot of my family. I've moved on. Um, you know, you're born and raised um, to say that family stick together. This. But it's like family stick together if they support each other. Don't just be blinded by it. I was thinking something recently, like if my mum was to, well, obviously everyone passes eventually. If one of her wishes was um, that everybody makes amends and things, the thing I would say to her is that's not fair to put that on me, because that would then to fulfill someone else's final wishes, you have to forego your own morals, you know. And I don't think anyone should have asked that of someone. So I think sometimes you can't agree to something because you didn't. That's not a fair request. I don't know why I thought of that. I just did. Because I won't back down. You know, like I've shown my books many times. Um, my mum has bought every single book, and someone she knows has bought most of them, if not all of them. But the rest of my family, they haven't bought my books. They haven't bought my books. Now, let's say I become successful. Let's say the book starts selling like crazy. Let's say you're thrust into the spotlight. Let's say people see you as a bit of a guiding light. Show them the strength in themselves. All of a sudden, I wouldn't be surprised if my family start coming out. First of all, at the moment, they probably gossip and talk bad about me all the time to make themselves feel comfortable. People do that all the time, don't they? You know, to make themselves feel comfortable, they're going to talk negatively. But I guarantee, I almost guarantee, if I'm successful, I get recognition. They'll be like, "That's my brother," you know, and then maybe they buy one of the books just so they can hold it and go, "I got his book." It's like you never had my book when I really needed you to have my book. You know, any one of them had done anything like me, I would have supported them. All they had to do was buy a book and just share it with people. Even if you're on social media, just post it. Like, why not be proud? Why not be proud of an accomplishment and say that's my brother? Um, it's just like it's unreal, isn't it? Couldn't even do it. Couldn't even do it because they're freaking blinded by their own jealousy. It's pathetic, and I think they're pathetic. Like I do. I just think they're absolute dipshits. I can't stand them. I was thinking recently, like if something ever happened to my mum, I wouldn't allow a circumstance to prevent me being there for her. But if they think that would be a precursor to us communicating, they won't find that at all. I'm there. I would only ever be there for my mum. Um, they don't exist to me. And I don't care about uncomfortable. The thing with me is, you'll find, is I don't mind uncomfortable situations. I couldn't give a shit if it's tense as hell and you think this is really uncomfortable. I can sit in that discomfort. It's other people that lose their minds in it, and then they'll start. People are predictable. Oh, don't be selfish in a time like this. Why don't you go and do one? Get out of my life, and get on with your own life, and stop trying to freaking attach yourself to me. That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? But I'd rather not get to that point. So I think I would probably just ignore them completely because they already know what I think. Like I say, if people don't invest in you when you're trying to have your breakthrough, don't fall for their shit when you have your breakthrough. There's other people in my life, of course, who I feel let down by. That doesn't mean I haven't let other people down. So let's not. I don't want to skew it. Like I said, I am the main character of my life, so I can't be held back by other people. People I help keep. I've supported people as best I can, though. To be totally honest, there might be times when I forgot about something, and maybe someone can hold me accountable to something, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, that's true." I would never lie about anything. But it's because, like I say, at the same time, it's like people might need us too much, and it's like we have our own goals to achieve those. So there might be a reason. Like, let's say someone needs you all the time, and it's like I've lived that life where you've always having to forgo your own dreams, your destiny, everything for someone else, and it's like that doesn't make sense when you think about it. It's like no. I've got my life to fulfill here. We've only got so much time on Earth. Like literally, the window is so small. And I'm here to fulfill it. So I'm going to do that. And sometimes maybe you're going to come across as a bit selfish, self-righteous even, maybe even arrogant. But don't we owe it to ourselves to fulfill our purpose, like destiny? Why should we play it small? Why should we reach our deathbed and go, oh, I wish I'd done this? No, do this then. Because you can't always expect to get to. I think this is the naivety with people. I have it a lot, especially family members. They almost think they're invincible. Like they don't care about things when it comes to their health. They just don't give a shit. And then when they're finally like, there's an issue happens, all of a sudden they're worried, and it's like, mate, you abused your body for most of your life. You never listened when anyone said anything, and now because something's serious, all of a sudden you're shitting yourself, and it's like, well, who has their self? Like not being funny. I don't like being a horrible person, but come on, have a freaking reality check here. I don't. I've never done drugs. I don't consume much alcohol at all. Really, it's like only if I was ever with family, and it was like once in a blue moon. I'm not a drinker. I'm not into that shit. I've never smoked cigarettes. I like sodas. That's probably the only negative. It's like, you like sugar. I'm a sugar person. Yeah, okay. I fell into that temptation. But it's bad. That's bad. Well, I mean, it ain't good, is it? But it's not like I'm trying to destroy my body over here. And that's the thing. I don't disrespect myself. And I think people that openly disrespect themselves by abusing their bodies, and they have no respect of themselves, how can you possibly expect other people to respect you? And that's what it comes down to, isn't it? So, of course, people like that, they don't want to see people love themselves. It will just shine a light further on their misery. It's like you've got to learn you've got to learn to put yourself, you've really got to love yourself. If you can't love yourself, then what? You can't love another. You can't. It's just not going to happen. Um, So, like I say, I recognise that some things have to come to an end and some things new beginnings. There was someone I absolutely adored. I saw a beautiful future with romantically. Um, and sadly, like I've waited, it's like 4 years of me mercilessly waiting and hoping this comes true, because I know that's my person. I know that's my person. When you like have that soul ready for you. But then it's like, I've made peace now that can't happen. It's like, it just can't. Um, And I think that's a hard pill to swallow because a big part of me thinks you can, if let's say it's your soulmate, let's say it's the one, let's say everybody has like A soul attached to a human vessel. That they are there for you. They were meant for you. But everybody has their own trauma, so they have their own things to overcome and learn from. So like, there's lessons to learn from it, and there's a level of forgiveness and healing required. And then those souls can come into union and literally think about the life you could have. So if you can't forgive, it stands to reason that sounds stupid, because it's like you're giving up like eternity of being together. Because even in the afterlife, your souls already merged, because even if you don't come together in this life, they're probably merging in the astral long after we're gone. But you can merge now as well in this life. What a beautiful experience. But and you'd think, with that in mind, that'd be crazy to say no, you know. But I can't get my head around things. It's like I try my best. I genuinely try. But when someone's had a chance to choose you and they chose someone else, and it's just continuously happened, and it's been like, you look at it and you go, it's been 4 years of this, over 4 years. Like I value myself too highly, and I wouldn't put up with that from anyone. And it's, I don't want someone, when you, again, I talk about this before, like, if once you become successful, all of a sudden you become more attractive to people, don't you? Maybe people see you more confident in yourself. Maybe people see you in the spotlight. Maybe people can now see your potential, or maybe you've reached that potential and you're different, like you're elevated. Or all of a sudden now you're desirable. It's like, yeah, that don't work for me. I want someone that will be with me at my lowest. I want someone that sees that and chooses that. I don't want someone that only wants success. That's not a life I want. I don't want that. Um, so it's like, I go different layers with this. Like, it goes and goes and goes, and then I go, so that person had a choice. They chose a different direction. Um, and if things had gone well in that direction, they would have forgotten about you. But because maybe something didn't work out, maybe they have regrets, and now they would love a chance. And it's like, oh, I'm sure you would. Sure you would. So, everybody loses, when you, but it's like life is like that. I don't want to go, let's all go misery. Um, that's what I'm up to at the moment in my life. It's just an absolute mess sometimes. I always try and do things for the highest good, though. I try to inspire people. I'm transparent. I think that's just so. I've always said that. I think that's so important. I never posture to be anything other than myself. So, for instance, that I could have presented all of these situations in a different way. I could have made it sound like, I'm so perfect. I'm so perfect. No, I'm not perfect. I've already explained that I'm a bit headstrong, so I'm a bit abrasive, and that can grind on people. So I understand why to someone that is annoying. They can't put up with it. That's not them. So you don't align. Forget that. I've explained that I don't follow. I lead. I lead my own life. And that could be a problem for some people, because they need you to follow them. Um, but I think that just comes down to respect. You shouldn't have to lord over someone. Um, but yeah, I don't know if this video has really come across how I intended it, but it was really just to show how sort of life molds us into the version of us that exists today. And it's all those sequence of events and all those situations, relationships, dynamics that help curate us to this version. And when people want to come back, they need to realize that I'm this version because they don't exist to me now. Um, yeah. Um, for me personally, I'm just genuinely excited about new experiences. That's what it is. There's nothing I can find in those other circumstances anymore. Like, as incredible as Zach was, and like the experiences he could share with me, and the stories he could tell, like literally, I could listen all day, and I'll be mesmerized. But I am aware that I have all of that in me too, and I will learn, uncover, unravel, have similar experiences in my own way, and I will learn in my own way how to cope with those circumstances. Because, be in no doubt, I am very confident in who I am, I am confident in my spiritual journey, my psychic abilities. Um, and I've had my own experiences. I know when things happen to stay calm. Um, it's hard to say to people that don't have a spirit, are not spiritual, that don't have that in them, or they're not aware of. It's a bit hard. It will sound absolutely mental. But those that are, thing is, it's easy to seem like they're the crazy ones, but there's an awful lot of psychic people. There's a huge spiritual community, and those that hear will understand it completely. So, on the one hand, you can seem absolutely potty. Just to other people, it makes absolute sense. So I stay calm and I call upon sort of like the angels and the light source, the light beings, such as the archangels and even Jesus when called upon, to come and help when I've got an energetic battle going on. Um, and I feel it and I experience it, and it's my own experience. I don't need someone to stand there and hold my hand and squeeze it and go, you'll be okay. It's like, I got this. Don't worry about it. I got it. And I'll figure it out and I'll make mistakes because same way they've had to figure it out and they've had to make mistakes. You can streamline it, of course, by hearing someone else tell you and um, maybe have them next to you while you're doing that. But I think sometimes we can lean too heavily on others as well. Um, so yeah, I'm more than confident on my own path now. So I'm not interested in people from the past returning. Often I find, again, without arrogance, it's because, like I said earlier, my ascension is rapid. I'm always like I'm always raising my vibration continuously. Like I'm rapid, and it becomes more evident to me once I meet people that I've known before, and I recognize the lack of growth in them while I've continued to grow. And so it's like we're just different people now. And that's the thing I'm aware of. That's not to say in every circumstance I might meet someone and go, God damn, look how incredible they're doing. And it's like, that's great. Because maybe they've gone at a similar pace or maybe they've gone faster. It's not to say I'm faster than everyone. Um, but I just recognize when the situation's finished, it's finished. There's no point harping on about it. There's no point like wishing for a do over. I don't do that. So like, I'm just really excited about the future now. I'm really excited for progressing um, and letting go of the past. The past built me for who I am today. It's history, and it's exciting to think what more is to come. Who will I meet, and will any people have the capacity to stay? That's interesting.